Hello, mates. How are you guys? This is my 4-minute video recording about some teaching activities I do automatically. Some of those activities which I think that might need to be refreshed, and some teaching activities that I assume I handle well. I teach English at Federal Número 5, Ingeniero Juan de Dios de Batis Paredes. I have been teaching for approximately 3 years now. Throughout my experience as a teacher, I noticed that I do activities in automatic like readings, say and write the date, warm-ups, prior review of the class, and the introduction of the topic which we're going to see for the class that day. For greetings, I usually come in the classroom and the first thing I do is say, "Hello students, how are you today?" or "Good morning." They stand up and respond. I immediately answer back to them. Then for saying and writing the date, I simply ask them, "What day is today?" And I write it down on the whiteboard. They usually answer back as I'm writing the date on the board. I do this so they could have awareness of the day, the number, and the month. For warm-ups, I usually come up with something new every time I enter the classroom in order to engage my students' attention. I begin by doing a short game, reviewing vocabulary, or simply playing Simon Says. Finally, I introduce a topic and explain the main idea of the class. Regarding those activities that need to be refreshed, I would say the use of extra material and activities. I constantly use a workbook in class because I have to stick to the material which is commonly used. At some point, students already know what to do. I know that this can be done differently, and I can add extra material because course books are not as explicit as we wish they were. So it is a great idea to have an alternative activity and extra didactic material in order for students to have a better understanding of what they're being taught. What I'm trying to say is that their learning experience will be more as in a real life situation instead of just learning from a simple course book. Activities that I handle well are definitely warm-ups, repetition drills, and pronunciation. For warm-ups, it is a great idea to it's a great way to activate students. This part of the class can mark the pace and encouragement which your students will have. Why pace? I say pace because students can be hyperactive or too energetic from time to time, and the warm-up activity can draw their attention and allow them to release some of that excessive energy they might have. I assume that I handle well repetition drills because students usually enjoy this part of the class. They always participate with great enthusiasm, and I usually try to make them compete because this gives the activity a little more of an edge when applying it to them. The same goes for the pronunciation activities. I usually place them strategically in teams and have them compete. I say strategically because I try to select students that are weaker in the area, in that area, to others that have good pronunciation. I believe I do well in these last activities mentioned because I can see the effectiveness that it has on my students. And I know that when they play and compete among each other, it always brings out the best of them. I hope you enjoyed this short video. I'll see you guys soon.